Welcome to Table for One. I'm the narrator, and in today's video, I'll be unboxing Bouba Kiki. Let's get rolling. Alright, so I'm going to start opening up Bouba Kiki here. This is a party game. How many people can even play this? 3 to 8 players. Guess it plays in 30 to 45 minutes, but party game. So let's get this thing open. Now, longtime viewers of the channel might be wondering, what's up with this game? Because it's not the type of thing that I'm typically opening and playing on this channel. And with a 3 to 8 player count, I will not be doing any solo playthroughs of this. But I ordered it a while back. It came a little bit delayed because of geopolitics, but it has arrived. I'm looking forward to playing it. I think it'll be good. I don't play a lot of party games, and when I do, I don't really have any because typically if I'm playing, it means I'm in an environment with people who do have party games. So, for example, this is not a real hot take, but Just One is like a really good party game. I like that one. I don't have Just One, but I've played it probably 10 times because other people have it, and when we're in a big group, one of those people brings it. But I grabbed this because I'm familiar with this Bouba Kiki effect. I don't know where I learned about it. It must have been in like an undergrad psych class or something. But this Bouba Kiki effect is basically this documented phenomenon of people tend to associate sounds and shapes. So if you look at this big blue squiggly shape up here, and then this sharp yellow orange shape down here on the bottom, one of them is Bouba and one of them is Kiki, and you tell me which is which. And so across languages, across cultures, people tend to agree this is Bouba, this is Kiki, and that is the premise of this game. But I bought it because I was on Board Game Geek and I was just scrolling and happened to see the crowdfunding countdown, and Bouba Kiki popped up and it had like 15 minutes left or something. And that, like I said, I kind of knew what this effect was. I had learned about it before at some point. And so it really caught my attention, and there was not a lot of time to make a decision. And frankly, the price wasn't that high. So I said, forget it. Like, let's give it a shot. So a little bit unusual for this channel. Not the type of thing I frequently play, but let's see what's in here. All right, nothing on the inside of the box. Didn't think so. That's okay. So I do think this is cool. So there's various scenarios you can play through where basically as a group, what you're doing in this game, I'll come back to the scenarios. We've got our rules. We've got a two-sided board here. This one has 3 options, and this one has 4. So this one must be a little more difficult. And what you're doing is somebody's going to put out a bunch of funny squiggly shapes. And so we've got like some examples here, right? We've got some shapes. And everybody else is going to have cards with words on them, like Bouba or Kiki, just like phonemes. And you're going to try and collectively, as a group, decide the correct names for each of these shapes according to the to the main player. I probably got that description not quite right, but that's the gist of it. So again, we got some single-use plastic here, which I'm a little surprised by because I know Grand Gamers Guild did Endeavor Deep Sea, and that game they did a really fantastic job of avoiding plastics, single-use plastic specifically. They had a nice bagasse insert, and the game came wrapped in paper. So I know they're capable of avoiding plastic, but here we are. Again, I don't mind multi-use, but just like this one-time stuff that's going to end up in a landfill is kind of done with it. All right, let's get this off. All right, so here's our cards. Like I said, I probably butchered the description to some degree, but you can see got all these different shapes here, and then we've got different words on the back. So I'm assuming that these are multi-use cards, and you're using one side or the other. These do appear to be alphabetical off the bat. So I'll be sure to mix them up. And then we've got some tokens for some sort of tracking purposes. What numbers do we see here? Is it just 1, 2, 3, and 4? Yeah, I think in 8 probably different player colors. Okay, some of these are stuck together. So that happens sometimes when you have these wood tokens with any sort of design on them. And I never know what this, if somebody can tell me what this process is. I don't know if it's, I don't know if it's screen printing, if that's the right term for it, but, or if it's something else, but sometimes they stick together like this. So you just got to sort of gently pry them apart, as gently as you can. But you want to pry them apart at right angles to each other, perpendicular to each other as much as possible. There we go. So you don't leave any paint on them. So I don't leave like pink paint on this white 3. Because I've definitely seen that happen before. So again, these two are stuck. It's a fairly common issue. This came apart okay though. And then these two as well. These are the backs though. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, and 4. And again, probably 8 player colors because it's a 3 to 8 player game. The reds and orange are a bit close. It looks like I've got all the tokens though. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep. Okay. So we're going to throw these back in the bag. And we've also got this. These are wooden tokens as well. There's a green check mark and a red X, which you use for something. I'm going to throw them in the same bag as all these discs. So I'm sure we're just going to dump these out before we play. So they'll be just fine in there. I don't think they really need a separate bag. Okay, so those are the components. There's a 2-sided board. There's a track. You count down, I think, to 0. I don't really know. That doesn't seem like the important part. And a lot of these party type games, I don't find that we always follow the rules 100%, but it's like a good way to get people talking and laughing, sort of having a conversation. So maybe that board gets used and maybe not. But anyway, I was going to say it is scenario driven if you want to. So let's see. There's something about like you're communicating with aliens as one of the scenarios. What's this one? This scenario takes place in binary. For every mission in this scenario, the clue giver must reveal 2 cards related to the target instead of 1. Don't really know what that means. What is art? Point of order. I mean, this at least sounds pretty good, where you kind of do these in sequential order and they get more difficult. Flight 5297. Resources are limited. This is not the sort of thing I expected from this game. These scenarios. This is interesting. I am kind of intrigued by that. So, all right, let's put this all back in the box. It's got a pretty standard type organizer. How many of these cards can I fit? I think there's 150 of them, so 2 stacks of 75. And how did this go? How did this go in here before? Maybe we should do like this and like this. And then we could put the board on top. We've got, hey look, that's exactly what I said. The Bouba Kiki effect. What is this though? Setup, game term, game end. I guess this is the rule book. And then these are all the scenarios. This is a much thicker book. The rule book is really short. Okay. So that's Bouba Kiki. I bumbled my way through that unboxing, but I think you at least got to see the essentials of what it's all about. So I can at least say the components seem to be good quality. Maybe a bit before I have the opportunity to play this one. I certainly don't expect to see a solo playthrough on this channel. I don't think it really lends itself to that. But hey, if you were interested in this game, now you at least know what's in the box. If you hadn't heard of it, which I think it really flew under the radar, now you've heard of it. I mean, I could see this being at like a big box store, like being really easy to pick up at like a grocery store that might have a game aisle, something like that. So I've got to imagine this is going to be hitting retail. But there you go. That's what I know about Bouba Kiki. So while you're here, if you wouldn't mind, leave a like, share the video with somebody else, subscribe if you haven't done so yet. I would appreciate any and all of those things. And if you want to talk about Bouba Kiki or the Bouba Kiki effect, leave me a note down in the comments. Let's get a discussion going down there. But that's what I've got for you this time on Table for One. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.